All right. Show number 2.
It's time.
AEW Dynamite.
It's time. It's time for another week of that AEW. I guess goodness. It was pretty good this week.
Yeah, it was decent.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah, no, nothing too bad.
I'd say it was a few solid episodes.
I would think so. Weirdly enough, I think my favorite episode of TV this week might have been maybe Rampage?
Really?
Maybe.
Okay.
I really did like Rampage this week. But that's not the episode that we're here to talk about on this episode.
No, no, no. We're gonna talk about that AEW Dynamite.
Yes, sir. On this episode of Off the Top Rope, I am not distracted this time. The Saints didn't just lose 10 minutes ago.
It's fine, man. You're good. You now had about like 4 or 5 hours to think about it though, but you're good.
Yeah, I've come to accept it. But
At least you've come to terms of they're not going to the Super Bowl this year.
I don't know about that. Let's calm that down.
Oh no.
Just because they lost a game does not mean that I have completely lost faith.
Oh boy. I'm
But
sorry.
but I don't have a good transition for that. So what I'm going to say instead is if you're not following the Twitter, you should definitely be following Twitter at TAGPW podcast. We post there, maybe not every day, but we post there. If you want to see the episodes get posted, you can check out there. Also, if you want to see our hot takes, cold takes, medium takes, they're all there. So again, if you're not following Twitter, please do.
And of course, you're gonna hear me say this twice today. If you like the show, I need you to climb up on that top rope, take off that elbow pad, and drop that elbow on the like button.
Mm-hmm.
Please do that. Tells us that you like our videos. And if you like our videos and you want to go back around and watch our previous videos, go ahead and do that. But also subscribe. Subscribing will get you the newest videos, and if you want to go back and watch the old videos, you'll put us at the top of your list so you can watch our old videos. And also hit the bell button. That helps you see when our videos are posted. YouTube likes to be weird and not let people know when a video is posted, so sure, hit the bell button too. And if you want to stir up some conversation about the current episode of Off the Top Rope, comment. We will get back to you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, let's talk about that AEW Dynamite.
Dynamite time. Where are we starting?
Okay. So there was a choice. Either put it at the beginning or the end. We can completely get it out the way now or later.
I say we just get it out of the way.
I chose violence. We're doing it now.
Yeah, let's get it out of the way. I agree.
Okay, so, well, and just so happens to also be the first match of the night. So, first match AEW Dynamite was Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. Now, I'm going to shock a lot of people in what I say, but it was actually a good match.
Whoa.
It was actually a good match. I know how you feel about Jericho. I gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to him and Orange Cassidy. It was actually a good match. It
You
kind of set the standard for the rest of the night. It was one of those.
you want to know something crazy?
What's that?
After my whole spiel last week of actually getting upset that Chris Jericho is still on my TV every week,
Yeah.
I actually agree with you.
Okay.
I think this was a very decent match to start off Dynamite. I know you're gonna get into it, so we will get into it in a second. I do think it was a little too long. I don't think it needed to be like 20 minutes. Like I get why it was, but for me personally, I think it went a little too long.
Yeah, I was actually surprised how long it went.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that okay. The interruptions happened. Okay, maybe it ends here. No, it didn't end there. All kinds of stuff happened where it looked like it was going to end, but it didn't. It just kept going. But overall, it was a decent match. I didn't come away hating it or anything like that.
No, I think this was probably one of my. I can't
Oh,
really say that this run was great anyway, so this isn't really a big positive, but this was probably my favorite Jericho match of this run so far. I mean, granted,
um,
it was still not super great, but probably my favorite.
yeah. Well, it's hard to have bad matches with Orange Cassidy, right?
Very true.
Especially when you're given time. Time and Orange Cassidy is just you're gonna get money there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, like it was 20 minutes of these guys duking it out. You had a little bit of everything in the match. There was a lot of near falls, like a lot of near falls. It was kind of crazy. It was good. It was through and through. It was a solid wrestling match, just like all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
There was the shenanigans, of course there was. Towards the middle and the end, where Big Bill, uh, Brian Keith, the conglomeration, they all showed up in one way, shape, or form during the match. Um, to try to get their, well, one was to deter the other, right? So Big Bill and crew were trying to do things to Orange Cassidy. Like at one point, Big Bill did a big ass boot to him
The
while his
nast
head was outside the ring. That
the
shit was nasty.
nastiest of big boots, bro.
Yeah. They've been watching them tapes of test, man. I'm telling you. Shit, hit that big boot and shit. Jericho got that near fall off of that. But conglomeration came and chased them off. Um, and a point at the end. So after they got chased off, they wrestled some more. There was some more. I think it was like two or three more near falls that happened after that. Um, and like towards the very end, Brian Keith came in and he gave Jericho like a roll of quarters to hit Orange Cassidy. Jericho misses. Orange Cassidy gets the roll of quarters. Orange punches him and then sticks the quarters in his pocket while he's pinning him. And Orange Cassidy won the match. Um, of course, we already know it ain't over.
we will we will talk about that more on the Collision episode or Collision Rampage episode for sure.
Yeah, so we know it ain't over. Um, so yeah, pretty solid match. It was a good starter match.
Yeah,
What do you think?
like I said, I think this was probably my favorite. This might be recency bias also because the match was actually like decent, but this might be my favorite like match since Jericho's become the learning tree. Like he's had a couple of those hardcore matches that like are manageable to watch, right?
Yeah,
But like realistically, like he hasn't had that many great one-on-one matches. I still do think that this went too long. Uh but I'm not gonna let that kill my enjoyment of the match. I actually really did like the match. I do wish that this was over, but the fact that Orange Cassidy had to use the quarters, you kind of figured that it wasn't. I don't think this needs to go 6 months like all the Jericho shit does, but we can get like maybe a little bit more conglomeration versus learning tree and be done with this by the next pay-per-view in October. The day
yeah,
the day after the two games are coming out, Sparking
uh,
Zero and the Atlas game.
yep. Metaphor Rephantasm.
Yeah.
Oof, that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it is.
Like those starting at the beginning of October, it's all gonna be rough.
I'm gonna lose so much money.
Ugh, I don't want to talk about it.
But you have any other thoughts on the opening match?
No, it was good. I enjoyed it. Um, yeah, they got a lot of time. I was like, oh, all right, okay. And it wasn't, it wasn't like they got a lot of time and stunk up the whole card because of it. So yeah, it was good.
Mm-hmm. Full agree.
So next up, probably the shortest match of the night. It was Hook versus JD Inc. I remember his name because his whole body is full of fucking tattoos. Not that I needed to remember his name because he only lasted 2 minutes against Hook.
Yeah.
Hook went full Taz, was literally suplexing the shit out of him, did the cross faces, and then, you know, tapped him out with the red room. That was it. Like, JD Inc. didn't get shit. He just got destroyed.
Honestly though,
Oh,
as he should though.
yeah. And the whole time, Roderick Strong is, he's talking trash to Taz. He's talking about how he's going to beat Hook, and talking about how Hook isn't respecting him. But he's like, you know what? When we go head to head, I'm going to get that title. And he's like, all those moves are hard to do when your back is blown out. So, woof, looks like Roddy's on a mission.
Which that was also a crazy line to say on commentary, by the way. But neither here nor there.
Oh, he didn't say the blown out part. He said it's hard to do any of that when your back's hurt.
Also, still crazy.
Oh, yeah, considering that has like 60 meanings now. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God.
But I this is another one that I am surprisingly optimistic for, and
Mm-hmm.
realistically only because of how, one, Roddy Strong is fantastic, and two, again, Roddy Strong has been doing his thing over the last like 6 months,
Yeah.
wrestling on it basically every show. I think that Roddy should just take the FTW title. Why not?
Take the FTW title.
Yeah, why not?
You know what? Why not? I don't think it'll be a bad thing.
More than anything, I think I'm not super sure Hook is ready for the next steps, to be
No.
honest. But
No.
I would rather see him try to swim in bigger oceans on like Dynamite or even Rampage or Collision. Like I think it's time. He's been doing this FTW shit for like what, basically since he's been signed. It's been like 2 years.
Yeah. So he either has. So here's the thing, right? He either has to swim up there or swim down a Ring of Honor.
It has to be something, right? But it's
Right.
definitely. But you're right. It's definitely time for him to do something else.
Right. Like he needs to go for. Like he needs to go for one of the. I'm not talking about all the tippy top titles, no. But Ring of Honor, that television championship, he should be going for that. Um, I don't think he could do TNT right now. Like he get ate up there,
God no.
but it's kind of hard for like the rest of the titles, like TNT International. Um, for sure, you're not you. No, International, no.
God no.
World, he's too far away from World. I think I named all of them.
I don't. I think he just needs to have a couple strong feuds away from a title for a little bit. I think
Yeah,
ones where it's okay for him to lose, because right now, because he is technically a champion, it's harder for him to lose things, especially considering the title is literally his dad's title.
yeah,
So he needs separation. He needs to get away from this, and just even if he's just doing like a random feud on like Rampage or something, it would be better for him to start moving somewhere else, and then getting better in like losses and doing things like that. It's just time for him to do something different no matter what.
Yeah, better losses and getting better on the mic. I think that's what, in my opinion, that's what Ring of Honor is perfect for, right? Get better on the mic, get get all your shit together, come back up, a new man.
Getting better on the mic better be priority one.
Yeah, yeah. Like, it's either he has to get better on the mic or he needs a mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just don't let Hook talk. Stop talking, Hook. No, just get somebody to talk for him. What make him part of the Don Callis family or something, so he doesn't talk. Something, I don't know.
Yeah, anything. But yeah, Hook definitely does not need to be stagnant. He definitely needs to do something else. But yeah, that's all. I think that's all I got for that. You got anything else?
No, hey, match did what it needed to do. Gets us to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And so the next thing we're gonna cover. So right a little bit before this, they did an interview with Private Party, and Private Party was like, "Yo, we're gonna step up to the plate to the Blackpool Combat Club. You guys are declaring war. Well, shit, we're gonna be coming for you, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Oh, we're sure that we can find one more person. Obviously, it's Commander. Spoiler alert: it's Commander.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately for Commander, it's Commander. So we get to the part where the Blackpool, Moxley's fucking death music comes on. I think they're just going to be. I feel like they're going to be called the Death Riders because that's what was flashed all over the screen. But and that'll be a dope name too. But yeah, so they all come out and Private Party decides to try to jump them. I don't know why they decided to try to jump them when they have Murder Shafir over there. But yeah, no, it didn't work. They just got their asses handed to
Yeah,
them.
they did.
So they got their asses handed to them. Claudio literally by himself was just like beating the shit out of both of them. And Marina Shafir was, also beating the crap out of one of them. And I forget, was it Isaiah Cassidy that they took?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a.
And so Isaiah Cassidy, they took him up, kind of near the front. And Moxley was like, "Hey, you guys have been here and you've been in the same spot since you've been here." So he's like, "I'm gonna do you a little favor. I'm gonna give you a little, was it almost like give you a little fire, give you something to work up to." And Marine Shafir's, holding his arm out, and he's getting held down by both of them. And yeah, Moxley takes a hammer and smashes his hand
Mm-hmm.
and breaks his hand, and then they just all leave. So Zay is just, going to be in a cast when they fight them next week. And oh yeah, let's not forget about Commander. Commander just got killed by Cesaro, well not Cesaro, by Claudio. He had no chance. He just came in and died. I think he tried to jump out of the top rope, jump through the ropes, and Claudio uppercutted him, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was all for. I'm not even gonna call them Blackpool Combat Club anymore. It's the Death Riders.
I mean, that was Moxley's name in Japan. He was the Death Rider, so it makes sense if they just are gonna take the new thing from New Japan, just call them the Death Riders, most
Yeah,
likely.
yeah.
Or
I know they should.
they might do something crazy. They might not even have a name. Like they might not even like try to name it. They might just be a group of serial killers, whatever they're doing.
Just a group of murderers.
Yeah.
Which is what BCC was in the first place. They just went around beating the hell out of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, the BCC showed up. Somebody's dying. now it's even more the case. Like Mox is in his psychopath phase, and he's just like he talked a couple of other people into doing the same thing. So anybody that shows up, yeah, they're all just going to beat the shit out of them and murder them.
You know what? Since we're right here too, we should talk about like earlier in the show when Pac and Claudio did like a promo about Wheeler Yuta.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that was like from last week though.
It was from last
So
week, but they played it on this episode of Dynamite.
yeah, so pretty much Pac and Claudio were saying, "Hey Wheeler, we got a title. We haven't seen you since the thing with Brian happened, and we're the trios champions. So we have a title match, and you need to show up. You need to show up for work." And Claudio was like, I'm not upset, but I'm disappointed in how you're acting. I thought I taught you better, but you need to show up next week. And then Moxley is also saying, hey, you gotta be a man of your word, show up and do this show up and do the title match. The next thing the part two of that is Wheeler Yuta is walking out and they catch up to him and Wheeler is talking about, yeah, I'll do the title match. I'll show up and I'll do what needs to be done. The one thing that happened was they brought back his title to him. He left it in the locker room, was trying to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And see, if the damn guy on the mic didn't get in his way, he would have left it there.
The wild part is we didn't talk about Rampage last week, but he came out to Rampage without his like wrist taped. Like he's like in his like sad boy era right now. He's very emo.
Yeah.
He is just Yuta is just going through it right now.
But I kind of have an idea. I kind of have a thought of what's going to happen.
What you got?
I think he's going to throw it next week.
I can see that.
Hey, he didn't say he had to win the title match, right? They said he had to show up and do the. He has to show up and help them defend the title.
What if Claudio and Pac beat up Yuta and just leave him for dead to lose?
Or so I have a feeling it's probably going to happen like after the defense, or yeah, it's either before or after the defense.
Like this.
So if they defend and lose, or if they defend and win, the Wheeler Yuta's getting his shit kicked in.
Mm-hmm. Like this is the wild part about like whatever this group is, Death Riders, whatever you want to call them, because they were definitely gaslighting the shit out of Yuta during that promo.
Yeah.
Like Mox was trying to be like concerned, like Claudio was basically acting like a father, saying that he was just disappointed in him. I don't know. I feel like right now, whatever we'll call them the Death Riders. The Death Riders right now are the most unpredictable force in AEW right now. You literally have no idea what they're gonna do. Like they beat the shit out of Private Party, but they won't beat the shit out of Darby. But it makes sense not to beat the shit out of Darby because they want him at full strength for Grand Slam. But they also Moxley didn't even want to wrestle him. Moxley asked for a title shot. Like all of this is still really weird.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that Moxley like didn't want to wrestle him. He was giving him a chance.
Yeah.
He didn't. He likes Darby. He doesn't want to beat the crap out of him, but he's giving him a chance. He's like, hey, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, but I'm gonna give you a chance. You give me a title shot, we don't, we just walk away and things, go as they should. And Darby said no, so he's like, Darby, I'm gonna have to fuck you up now. Sorry, Darby, I'm gonna beat your ass next week. It's over and done with. Because
Uh,
he flipped just like that. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to take it from you.
yeah, I still don't. I'm still not convinced on anything that they're doing right now. I don't. I guess we will find out next week because Danielson will also most likely be there too. This will be Danielson's first time back with while they're there. So I think we're gonna get some kind of idea because you feel it's like it's in the air that Mox is gonna win
Yeah,
that
this
match
will
next
for sure
week.
be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Grand Slam's going to be insane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any more thoughts on this one?
No, I got nothing else.
All right, now I'm good too. Let's hit the next match. So we had a tag match, which I'm gonna pretty call this like a four-way storyline match. The
Mm-hmm.
way this is going on, Queen Aminata and Yuka Sukazaki versus Mariah May and Serena Deeb. Um, so this felt like a four-way setup. So we have to set up for Yuka Sukazaki and Mariah May. They're gonna go at it soon. I think they're going at it Grand Slam, right?
Yeah. Next week.
So we're setting up for that. Mariah May was pretty much being a complete asshole to Serena. Well, she was being an asshole to everybody, right? But specifically Serena Deeb. She was like outside of she left the corner for about a good like 5-10 minutes. Well, no, a good 5 minutes. And Serena Deeb was taking on Queen Aminata and Yuka Sukazaki by herself. Um, so of course, eventually it's going to be Serena Deeb versus Mariah May. Mariah May also pissed off Queen Aminata, so it's also going to be that too. But Queen Aminata also has a thing going on against Serena Deeb. It's just all kind like everybody. Everybody in this match has something against each other. Well, minus Yuka Sukazaki, who only has something against one person.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say like overall, like this match, it was good. It was pretty good. There wasn't, Yuka Sukazaki was of course like doing her thing. She was flying everywhere, and Serena Deeb was doing her thing in the ring as usual. Pretty most of the time. There's never a time where she isn't.
Mm-hmm.
um, but the people that came out with the victory was Yuka Sukazaki and Queen Aminata. Jesus. Because, Mariah May just DQ'd.
Yeah, hit Yuka in the back of the head with a belt.
At first, when I first saw it, I thought she hit Serena Deeb on purpose because that's how it looked. It looked like she missed Yuka Sukazaki and hit Serena Deeb so to make it to where they won, which would be genius. But no, she hit Yuka.
That match that they're gonna have at Grand Slam next week is gonna be really good.
Yeah.
Yuka and Mariah May.
Hmm.
And then on Collision, we had like a really good match between Serena and Queen Aminata that we'll talk about in the next episode. Like it's the women's division right now is still cooking. Again, we're gonna be talking about some things that probably aren't cooking in the women's division next episode. But
There's only one thing that's not cooking, and we already. Yeah, I'm not gonna even spoil that here. No,
yeah, yeah.
it's only
But
one thing and one person not cooking in the women's division. That's it.
yeah. But right now, everything else in the women's division looks really great. Like
Yep.
I I am happy that this match didn't have an actual outcome. AEW doesn't really do DQs very often. This one was definitely like necessary here. Like it was just good because you didn't really want to see anyone losing right away right now. So this worked out. I really enjoyed this match. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun match. Um, let's see. Yeah, no, it was a fun match, and it was a lot of setup. It was just like another one of those matches. It was interesting. It was like a four-way setup. So yeah. Any final thoughts on this one?
No, nothing else. We're gonna be talking a lot more about the women's division in our next episode. So I'm chilling for right now.
Okay, okay. Let's move on to Ricochet versus the Beast Mortos.
Whew.
Man, one of the two best matches of the night. I'll just say that.
Oh yeah, easily.
Um, yeah, like the Beast Mortos shows up every week, man.
And
He's been getting more time. Shit.
he's on every episode this week too. By the way, he wrestled everywhere. He wrestled twice he wrestled on Dynamite and then he wrestled on Rampage. So twice this night.
Wow. Yeah, like hey, they found his spot and now they're just rolling with him and he's everywhere. It's great. That dude can go, man. um we're seeing more Ricochet returning back to form.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting in there. He's um he's doing his thing now. So of course, spoiler alert if you didn't know, Ricochet won with his what's it like reverse DDT Michinoku driver thing that he does.
Yeah, he calls it the Vertigo, I think.
Vertigo, yeah. Um beats Mortos, but man, there's one part where Mortos tosses him in the air super high and does this big ass Samoan drop. I was like, good lord. After doing like two reversals.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mortos.
it was good, man. Like, there's nothing there wasn't anything bad about this match.
No, not a damn thing.
Nope. And again, somebody looks happy that they're in AEW. Being able to do their thing now. Ricochet looking good. He's looking happy. It's translating on screen.
You could tell that he missed this shit, bro. You could see it every time he comes on the screen. Like, especially when he's out there in the crowd.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you just need to be in a situation where you enjoy it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you get to, well, and actually, you're able to show your best. I think it's like, it's one of those products where, one, you gotta be glad there's two wrestling, there's more than one wrestling company now. Because some people thrive in not having to be told everything and being able to be their own creative person
Mm-hmm.
versus some people that need to be told everything to do. Right? So, and he thrives on, being his own creative.
Yeah.
So, very soon he's gonna be like King Ricochet Prince Puma again. I don't think people are ready for that.
I mean, I I know I'm gonna spoil it because I know we're gonna talk about it soon. But like after this, we find out that
Oh yeah.
oh, you go ahead, all you.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's just so we already know Ricochet won the match.
Mm-hmm.
They go backstage, and guess who Ricochet sees backstage? Our boy Will Ospreay.
Oh.
And Will Ospreay's like, "Hey man, and Ricochet's no, cut that shit out." He's just he's like, "No, we're it's more like, oh, you want to act like friends? Nah, we ain't friends, bro. You talked that shit last week that saying I needed to stack up wins. Well, I'm stacking up them wins, but I also went into Tony Khan's office. And on the 5th anniversary show, which is October 2nd, it's going to be Ricochet versus Will Ospreay for the international title.
Mm, 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 mm.
My God in heaven.
I know I said we should wait. I'm happy we're not waiting.
Look, we, people have said the MJF versus Ospreay shouldn't have happened when it did. They did 2 matches which were uh, almost a goddamn masterpiece each match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ospreay and Ricochet going more than once is going to be a fucking masterpiece. Like, I don't think I don't think people are ready. We're gonna get Ospreay Ricochet 4. I don't know, like 5 times. Best of 10. Who knows? They're all gonna be good.
There are a lot of people who probably don't even know the history between these two. And there are a lot of people who probably don't even know that a lot of the shit that's happening right now, a lot of, if we can be completely honest, a lot of the reason that this podcast shit for wrestling is popping off is because people talked about their match at Best of Super Juniors so much, and it was so split in the community that podcasts were taking off just talking about this match in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, we can hype up this match to the umpteenth, and it will probably surpass that, because these two, look, right now Ospreay is the best wrestler in the world, one of the best wrestlers in the world. He's in that category no matter what.
Yeah.
Ricochet has some shit to prove. Like, you heard him talk to Ospreay. That's not normal Ricochet. That is a motivated Ricochet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's more like King Ricochet.
Yeah. This has the potential to be insane in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. No, they and off, not in show, but like they both probably been chomping at the bit to do this.
Mm-hmm.
They've been waiting to do this. So I can only imagine in 2 weeks the insanity that's going to happen in this match. They're going to go off. This might have to be one of them 60-minute time limit matches where they just go all 60 minutes. I don't know. They might.
It's very possible.
I think it could go there. But yeah, no, I can't wait for that match.
Whew. You have any thoughts on anything Ricochet right now?
I am glad he's in AEW, and he's in the right place. He's where he should be, right? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna lead off with. Is that's where he should be. Like AEW is where he should be. He's not a WWE fit.
Yeah.
Anything that you wanna as far as the Ricochet and Ospreay, or just Ricochet in general? Anything else that you got?
No, I got myself out already. I'm good.
All right. All right, all right. So, next match, probably the second best match of the night, due to its complete insanity, was the trios match. Basically, the Elite, being Matt and Nick Jackson and Okada, versus the Don Callis family plus Ospreay. It's another one of those one of those matches where I'm like, what can I say?
Man, I got something really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Before you get started.
Yep.
I've seen you people online. I've seen all you. We all can agree that this Bucks title reign has not been great, for sure. Like
Mm-hmm.
that, I think that's non-debatable. They definitely could have been doing more with the tag titles. They're doing more now. That's not the point. But some of y'all were saying that the Young Bucks are washed, that the Young Bucks can't wrestle like that no more. Some of y'all were
Oh,
saying that Okada can't wrestle like that no more. Like, are y'all insane? There were people online, well-known podcasters, by the way, who I'm not gonna name because y'all should be listening to our podcast anyway because we are the shit, that were saying that, oh, I don't know about the Bucks wrestling ability anymore. The reason that they're probably not wrestling as much is because they aren't as good as they used to be. Or, oh, Okada, what has Okada been doing? Why is Okada not wrestling up to Wrestle Kingdom standards? Is Okada, he took the money? Is he wasted? Like, why is he not doing anything? What the fuck were you talking about? This match right here that we're about to get into was the Bucks and Okada telling y'all to shut the fuck up. All of y'all. That's it.
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Wait. Hold up. So everybody, okay, for them people talking and them same assholes talking, already know because they probably half of the dirt sheets, so they already know the Bucks and the Bucks when they signed up. When they got re-signed or did their contract, they're doing less days.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the thing of it. It's not because they're washed or anything like that or any shit like that. They're not the Hardys. You know, not to talk trash about the Hardys, but they're not the Hardys. When the Bucks are, when the Bucks get in that ring, they go. I don't every time. There hasn't been a time where they're just like lazing around. Same with Okada. Okada, it if you guys are watching right now, this is Okada season. This is Continental Championship season.
Yep.
So Okada's been going in and showing out every week. And to, everybody talking about he needs to wrestle like Wrestle Kingdom style the whole time. Are you guys fucking crazy?
Yeah, no one can do that.
No
It's
one can
not
do that.
possible.
It is not fucking possible. Like, you cannot have a Wrestle Kingdom level match every match you do. And at that intensity, you'll be fucking broken. You just can't. You can do it sometimes, but you can't do it all the time. And most of those guys don't watch New Japan anyway. They would know in between Wrestle Kingdom and in between the seasons, they don't wrestle that grueling style like they do. During that season.
Yeah, they save it. They
So
save it for tournaments, title matches, things like that. But there's a reason why a majority of matches that happen in New Japan are tag matches. There's a reason for that.
yeah, it saves all the wrestlers, right? Like they
Yeah.
can't they can't do this like there's only so many big ass neck drops that they can take at like stiff ones that they can take like per year, right? Like, come on, guys, stop being idiots.
Mm-hmm.
um, so like, oh man, where to start with this match, man? I'm just gonna start with everybody in this match is insane.
Oh yeah.
They're literally insane, but there's a few little storyline things that were happening here. There's a few little nuggets going on. So we had one of the ones going on was so there was at one point Okada was in the ring, right? Is Okada and Ospreay in the ring, and Takeshita was like, "Yo, tag me! I want to get in on this." And Ospreay was like, "Nah, man, hold on, let me get it first." So I obviously pissed Takeshita off. So that's something. That's probably something brewing for later. Um, there was also, of course, the match everybody wants. Okada and Takeshita.
Mm-hmm.
That was starting to pop off just a little bit. Um, oh wait, I gotta point out one thing. It's about to happen right here.
Oh yeah, the Raymaker reversal into the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Oh my god, that shit right there was so good, so
And th-
damn good. I cannot wait to see that one-on-one match for the Continental Classic. And
that's C2 finals. Everyone's calling it. It makes sense.
yeah, and what else should I say about Kyle Fletcher, man? That guy's a monster now. He's so good. Um, and every week he's getting even better, which is crazy to say. It's like he's getting better every week,
Mm-hmm.
but he's getting those reps in. He's wrestling the best of the best, right?
Yeah,
There's
he
like
is.
anytime somebody new comes in that's like a high profile person, they got to go through Kyle Fletcher first now. They get worked.
Kyle Fletcher is the new gatekeeper tier of AEW.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and yeah, like but in this match, of course, Don Callis family wins. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Um, everybody in that match was like, I think it was like 15, 20 minutes of them fucking going balls to the wall damn near the whole match. And it wasn't like some of the matches where it's just uncontrollable chaos. They were doing it within the rules of the tag match. There was only one point where everybody came in and started fighting each other. For the most part, it was a trios match that followed tag rules, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, you know, Kyle Fletcher shook Takeshita's hand, because they're Don Callis family. And then Takeshita runs up to Ospreay. Ospreay goes for the handshake, and Takeshita just pushes him out the way. And they both have a stare down. So yeah, that's something that's going to happen again. They're leading up to that.
Well, Osprey's slowly trying to pull Kyle out of the Don Callis family. Like something that happened is actually on screen right now for us. When they did the once Kyle Fletcher got the pin on Matt, the United Empire stuff came on the Tron.
Mm-hmm.
Not Protostar Kyle Fletcher stuff, not Don Callis family stuff. United Empire.
Yep.
And then Ospreay was pointing at it like, look. And then they did the pose in the middle of the ring. There's some beef. Like we actually already kind of seen it from last week, right? When
Yep.
Kyle Fletcher asked Ospreay to be his tag partner, and then Takeshita was like kind of standing there, and it was like, why him? Right? So there's some beef.
Yeah. There's some beef, and I also think the third man's about to show up again.
Mark Davis.
So I feel like he's coming back sooner rather than later. So that'll be good.
I fully expect him to be there next week. And if he's not there, I will be disappointed in my head canon that it didn't come true.
In your head can.
No, I don't know. I do think at some point, like the United Empire thing on the Tron was like kind of on the nose, right? So at some point soon, Mark Davis is coming back. Because Mark Davis was never a part of the Don Callis family. That was all Kyle Fletcher.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Ospreay too. But realistically, Mark Davis was never really around during the Don Callis stuff when Kyle Fletcher was actually in the Don Callis family.
Yeah. Well, there was one part, about that before Takeshita and Don Callis showed up. I think this was after they teamed. Ospreay decided he was going to team up with them. They're pretty much like, "Are we going to do this the right way?"
Mm-hmm.
And then Don Callis shows up. So it's like, "Oh, what you mean by do this the right way?" leave the Don Callis family the right way, or because it was Kyle Fletcher that said it. So I don't know. They're for sure planning on leaving. Kyle Fletcher's for sure planning on leaving.
Which
But
makes sense.
he might get jumped out though because there's a powerhouse Hobbs that's lingering. He's ready to show up and kill somebody.
I would actually be very down with United Empire versus Don Callis family. I'd be so down for that.
Well, there's only two people in the Don Callis family now.
No, we'll talk about on Collision a little bit more, but it was kind of heavy-handed slap to us that Roosh was still trying to impress Don Callis near the end of Collision. So if if they aren't just saying that for the fact that for just saying it, we could get Roosh, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Takeshita with against Mark Davis, Will Ospreay, and Kyle Fletcher. That's 3v3 right there.
That is a nasty team, man.
Yeah, bro.
That is nasty.
We're so close. We just need Powerhouse Hobbs to come back, and he's been tweeting. I know you've seen the tweets. He's been tweeting.
Oh yeah, he's been tweeting like crazy, man.
Roosh, which spoiler alert, Roosh is the one who got the win in their match on Collision. We'll talk about that more on the Collision episode. But that's the thing too. Like the pieces are moving right now. All we really need is to just make sure Mark Davis is healthy and is able to come back. And it's been a year. Mm-hmm. He should be close to being healthy.
Yeah. Hey man, there might be a whole that anniversary show might be a lot crazier than we think it's going to be.
Yeah, it's very possible.
We've been seeing Kenny Omega pop up everywhere. It's like a wild Kenny Omega's just been popping up all over the place.
They've also been talking about him a lot more lately. We talked about it last week.
Yep.
All Out, he got like 4 or 5 different mentions.
Yep.
Jack Perry has been doing Kenny's moves like you mentioned last week.
Yep. So and on Twitter, it's been showing that him and Kota Ibushi have been training. Kenny flew all the way to Japan to train with Kota Ibushi again.
And they said Ibushi said next stop AEW.
Yeah.
They coming. Golden Lovers returning.
And no, they're so that's going to change how AEW feels. Every time Kenny Omega comes back, it feels different. It's just a different. The company feels different when he's there. For the better.
The last time that Kenny was there was not including the stuff from a couple months ago. Like actually wrestling mm-hmm. was last year, right? He wrestled MJF for the record for the World Heavyweight Championship, and at that point, everyone was that was like right before everything kind of went down with how MJF's title reign kind of ended, and it wasn't great. I think people were still kind of enjoying his title reign at that point. Maybe not, but once Kenny left and things kind of started spiraling, Kenny wasn't really there for that. And now Kenny's coming back into a new AEW where you have Swerve being the franchise, where you have an Okada actually here. I know they had the face off a couple months ago, but Okada's here. Osprey's officially here, right? This is a whole different landscape. Hangman's a lunatic. It's a whole different landscape now that Kenny's coming back to. This is going to be so nice to see. Plus, fucking Kenny. It's just going to be nice to see him coming back.
Yeah, that's Kenny Omega. What else is there to say? Is Kenny Omega coming back?
Exactly.
And there's 6 titles he can go for. So, he can collect all of them.
Get ready, Mariah May.
He's not going to pull the Cody Deaner again. Just go and win the ladder match.
But yeah, the next month of AEW shows, because I think we can talk about it, right? There was a big run of AEW shows, from Forbidden Door, but really it was a month before that. Yeah. Up until All Out, where AEW was just running. And honestly, for the last 2 weeks, as much as I do still enjoy the shows last 2 weeks, but since All Out, it's been kind of like they've been kind of chilling a little bit. Like
Yeah,
nothing crazy's really been happening.
I think that's so. I think that's on purpose. I'm pretty sure that's on
I'm
purpose.
pretty sure too because of we have a Kenny coming back. We have eventually Swerve's going to be coming back soon, like taking a little bit of a break, right?
Yeah,
Uh, there are a lot of pieces. Like even in the women's division, we have Jamie Hayter here again. We have God, Queen Aminata is doing her thing right now. We have a
mhm.
Serena Deeb. We have Mariah May. Tony Storm's been gone for like a month. There, there is a potential that in the next month, like we're just in like a cool period right now, but within the next month, like probably starting from Grand Slam, we're gonna start seeing people, a bunch of people start coming back, and it's gonna be, we're gonna get that feeling again from Forbidden Door up until All Out.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a big change, man. Like, well, I won't say big change. It's just gonna be shit's gonna pick up again, and of course, we have the Continental Classic coming up too. It's that season.
Mm-hmm.
It, it's the Continental Classic season. So who like I think between the next 2 weeks, between Grand Slam and the fifth anniversary, shit's gonna pop off again.
Yeah,
It's gonna ramp up. And next pay per view is World's End, right? Or Wrestle Dream, right?
yeah. Early October, I think the 12th. I think.
Yeah, so they're for sure start ramping stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
But oh man, yeah, can't wait for a Kenny Omega return. And you know what? One day we'll see him return. Adam Cole will finally return.
You said it before, right? He's been backstage, so he's lurking.
He's been backstage for like 2 weeks. So yeah, man. And one more thing we didn't mention earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Mina Shirakawa, she's pretty much like going, yeah, I'm gonna be there and be around town next week in AEW. So she's gonna be showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And sounded like she's signing with AEW. That's what the word is.
Yeah, there was a little slip, right? Where I think it was on commentary. I forget who exactly it was. I think it was Tony Schiavone, where he mentioned Mina Shirakawa with the names of the women's division in AEW, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hmm?
What?
What? Oh, she's signing.
Oh, yeah. She moved to America. She's totally signing.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be good to see. And there was one more backstage thing. I'll probably remember it during Rampage.
I got you. I got you. There was a Hangman interview in the ring.
Yeah, Hangman and yes, we can't forget. Can't do an episode without the main character turned anti-hero villain right now.
Main main,
Hangman at Page.
main character gets main event treatment on this podcast. That's all I'm
Damn
gonna
right.
say.
Hey, from day one, you can go back to the first broadcast and hear us talk about Hangman Adam Page.
Mm-hmm.
We will not take that slander here. So he's pretty much coming in. He came into the ring and he was talking about how everybody was getting in he was glad he punished Swerve. Glad he beat him, but now he's going after everybody that was talking good about Swerve while Swerve was the champ, and just period. And the first person he was going to beat up was Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone's totally getting beat up. At some point in time, Hangman's going to get him. So now it's Hangman's revenge tour. First person that's stepping up, of course, is Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett comes in to save Tony Schiavone. Him and Hangman brawl for a little bit, and then he gets held back by Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh. while Hangman's being held back by a bunch of the ring staff and the police, the ring security and stuff like that. And Jeff Jarrett was pretty much saying the one thing he wants to do is just kick Hangman's ass. That's all he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be the guy that does it. Newsflash, it ain't happening, Jeff Jarrett. I'm sorry. As much as we like Jeff Jarrett here,
Yeah, yeah, no,
he's
no.
gonna get killed by Hangman. He's gonna get killed by this psychopath. Yeah, look, yeah, that was the one segment I forgot to talk about earlier. But yeah,
Really, really quick.
yeah,
Ain't it insane that Hangman is still obsessed with Swerve?
yeah,
Now he's going after, like he said, he's going after people that were in Swerve's corner, people that were cheering for Swerve. Like, bro, you're proving Swerve's point right now. Swerve said that you're just addicted to him, like you can't stop, and you beat him.
yeah,
You don't. You're not trying to go for like a world title. You're not trying to go for like anything. You just want to beat people up that were cheering for Swerve.
yeah.
Man,
Which
Hangman, you're lost.
which tells me it's not over.
Oh God, no.
It is far from over. Like if anything, it's about to pick up and get even more crazy between those two.
I don't even know how you can go crazy from at this point. Like there've been break-ins, people's houses have been burned down. They've had a Texas death match. They kill each other in a steel cage. What else can they do?
I don't know.
First,
I'm sure.
first death.
First death and revive in the ring. I don't
Oh
know.
God.
It's something, man. Like after their one of their other matches, people were like, well, how far? Where else can they go from here? Well, they took it to an even higher level from that. So I don't know, man. It's going to escalate for sure.
Whew. But yeah, man, that's Dynamite.
Yeah, pretty good episode of Dynamite.
I think so too.
Yeah, yeah, it was good. Um, can't wait to hear about the other shows and see where else we went from there. But
Oh,
yeah, Dynamite was a good episode.
I enjoy it. We will begin to that. Like if you haven't noticed, audience, we will be splitting this up. So right now you're listening to the Dynamite episode. Uh, I will say tomorrow for the sake of saying it, but tomorrow will be the Collision episode. There will be a title card on here if you want to check it out. Once it's up, definitely make sure you check out both of them to get your weekly dose of AEW before Dynamite on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got.
All right. You know what time it is. Got to do a
Mm,
little housekeeping at
mm-hmm.
the end of the show.
Oh yeah.
So, to close out the show, you're going to hear my ass again. So, if you like the show, I need you to do that thing. I need you to take off that other elbow pad because you already took off one. Now you got to take off the other one. And I need you to jump off the top rope and hit that like button. That for sure helps us out and lets us know that you like our content. We also would like to, see you guys. What else do you think about the episode? Give us some comments. Let's strike up some conversation. We'll see them. We'll either mention them on the show or we'll talk to you guys directly in the comments. And for sure, subscribe so you can get all the new stuff whenever it pops up. And yeah, and click the bell because YouTube is YouTube. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you'll see the new stuff And other times when YouTube decides, you won't. So click that bell button so you get notified when it pops up. And thank you guys once again, and we're out.
Peace.